Be honest with yourself for a moment. It's 1 a.m. and you're in bed searching for a match and somehow get one. Your brain receives a 5-millisecond hit of dopamine. So, then what? You message them. They hit you with a, "Hey." And then the conversation dies after the first day. Or worse, you talk for 3 days and make a date only to get ghosted and back on the app the same day doing the same thing. You reckon it's simply bad luck in love, or that your photos are terrible, your bio's average, or that your local dating pool is just cooked. But what if I told you that your romantic dry spell is not a personal defect? It's a feature. You are not using a dating service. It is a digital slot machine programmed by software engineers whose personal job performance evaluation depends on how long they can keep you lonely. Today we're revealing the documented tactics modern dating apps use to keep you stuck on a never-ending hamster wheel of being single, and how an entire multi-billion-dollar industry squeezes every last penny out of your pocket. For instance, Hinge uses "the dating app designed to be deleted" as an official tagline. Sounds wholesome, right? The degrading truth is, well, from the perspective of corporate bank account, an increasingly functional dating app is something you'd want to avoid. 2 metrics define life and death for companies with subscription software: ARPU, average revenue per user, plus LTV, customer lifetime value. Match Group literally has to short sell money into the future if Tinder or Hinge links you with the one and you both delete that app for good. That's called user churn. Tech companies need you to remain on a hook for them to keep their stock price healthy. Almost satisfied enough for you to keep swiping, but always dissatisfied just enough never to give up. You're teetering on a wire as sharp and thin, beset by a hopeless despair that is constantly pushing you toward the abyss of death. Yet at another end, false hope can be seen peeking through. And if you think that by breaking up with Tinder and moving on to Hinge or OkCupid, you'll be free. You resolve to have a few majestic, grounded evenings, but get all peeved at Tinder because it is a meat market. You delete it. You download Hinge because you want something real. You try OkCupid's Plenty of Fish or Match when Hinge goes toxic. It is so much better, like you're just willing to try a new ecosystem. But really, you are merely passing through more entrances into the same casino. This means that more than 45% of major dating brands are owned by a single conglomerate, namely Match Group. Tinder, Hinge, OkCupid, Match. And is all accessible in one app. Calm, Plenty of Fish, Meet It Till Your Divorce. Pairs, for the shy and love-struck types as well. Our time. When you're over one app, you hop to another. Match Group is totally indifferent. They move your user data from one sister platform to the other, extracting subscription fees at each station. It's the illusion of choice. And you are playing against the same house every time. Guess what? The house never loses. Did you ever observe what happens when you delete your account and instantly create a new one? All of a sudden, your phone is bubbling with activity. In the first 48 hours, up to 5 to 10 to 20 matches. You're the literal main character. This isn't luck. This is commonly referred to in the industry as new user visibility boost, or honeymoon phase. The algorithm then purposely throws your profile to the top of everyone's local swipe deck when you sign up. You know the one? You receive a false bombardment of likes and matches draped in golden custard. Your brain floods with dopamine. You go, "Wow, man, this app actually works." And then, on day 4 or 5, the algorithm shuts off the tap. You're capped down to a 6 feet under organic reach. Matches drop to 0. Why? Because now you're hooked. Then you experience the high and want it back. And just when you feel like a ghost, a pop-up appears. Want 5 times profile views? Buy Tinder Boost for $6.99. They create the problem, withhold the solution, then just charge you to fix it. So this whole mind hack is based on intermittent variable rewards, which was first discovered by psychologist B.F. Skinner. A rat will only press a lever when it is hungry if every single time the rat presses that lever, it gets food. However, if instead the food comes out at totally random times, the rat goes nuts and frantically hammers on the lever. Dating apps are real-life literal Skinner boxes. It is that uncertainty of the match that makes it addictive. So now let me ask you the question. Do you think everyone on dating apps gets the same pool of people to see? Not even close. Tinder notoriously relied for years on a modified ELO rating system, the same grading used to determine how strong you are compared with every other chess grandmaster in the world. Even though they have upgraded to modern AI recommendation engines, the principle has not changed at its core. The app assigns your profile an internal, secret, and desirability score. Your score increases every time someone swipes right on you and soars if a high-scoring user swipes right on you. So if someone keeps swiping left, your score goes down. Once the score is established, the algorithm essentially fortifies you in a property-oriented digital caste system. High-score profiles are primarily displayed to high-score profiles. Profiles with low scores slide to the bottom of the pile where virtually no one will ever read them. If you think that swiping on every single profile just so you can maximize your odds will somehow cheat the system, big mistake. Apps actively enforce selectivity penalties. Once you spam swiped right, your account was marked either as a bot or a desperate user by the algorithm. It will shadow stack your profile and penalize you systematically to protect the experience of high-value profiles. You are not actually banned, but have been moved to the back of the queue and become invisible. Now, allow us to address what can only be described as the biological and demographic engine behind this whole money machine: extreme gender imbalance. In North America and Europe, big dating apps like Tinder are also heavily male, 65 to 70% men, versus 30 to 35% women on average. Now take a moment to think about those mechanics. Men are now playing in a recently flooded Hunger Games arena of women being bombarded with hundreds of thousands of likes every single day. In addition, men swipe more aggressively out of frustration, and women are left having to be hyper-selective with each match, just trying to cut through the noise. And how do the apps profit from this structural misery? By withholding the simple elements of human interaction. For example, Hinge has introduced a Standouts tab, and Tinder boasts about its top picks. The algorithm recognizes the hottest, most swiped-on profiles in your area, and literally locks them away behind a paywall. This means you can interact with them by purchasing premium items such as roses or super likes, not just swiping. You receive a notification saying someone just liked your profile. You open the app, but it's a blurred photo. Tinder Gold sub. You can see who it is when you actually do pay to unlock it. It ends up being half the time someone 200 miles away, or a profile that hasn't even been active in 3 weeks. It's pure FOMO weaponization. Now, if that sounds a little dramatic and like something out of some monetizing conspiracy theory, you don't have to take my word for it. Look at the legal system. A few months later, in February 2024, a landmark federal class action lawsuit, Stromberg and Lager, and to the lawsuit, Mason versus Match Group Inc., was filed in the U.S. District Court of California. According to the lawsuit, Match Group has intentionally designed its platforms with dark patterns and automated psychological hooks to addict their users, turning them into compulsive, recurring, paying subscribers rather than facilitating love at first sight. The suit claims Match Group peddles a promise of connection while running an underlying business model that inherently relies on keeping people separate. It is the first time tech giants face legal action for building failure into their products to profit from it, instead of simply not delivering results. So what the hell do you even do about this? Does that mean you are destined to be single forever, unless you shell out $40 a month for passes in the top tier? Not at all. This is how you take your power back and hack the system. Reset your score. In the event that you have been spam swiping or situated on an old record for quite a long time, your score is likely covered. In fact, deleting your account, waiting 1 week, and making a new one with better quality photos is soft resetting the placement. Be ruthless. Do not swipe right on everyone. And because you are only swiping right on 20 to 30% of profiles that actually interest you, The algorithm perceives this behavior as high-value use and raises your visibility. Get off the app ASAP. Conversation should not be extended for weeks. You are not to use the app for purposes other than as a contact exchange tool. You chat for 24 to 48 hours, get the vibe going, and then either suggest meeting in public or move it on to text/Instagram. The sooner you remove the interaction from online, the less of a say the algorithm has in your romantic life. Reclaim third places. The ultimate rebellion against dating apps is meeting people IRL. Bouldering gyms, run clubs, pottery classes, coffee shops, and local gig spots where music plays, or to make conversation about somewhere other than a dating app. In the end, these apps do not care about your happy ending. Some of them will be interested in your screen time. Once you realize that the deck is stacked and perhaps even designed by those with power to help themselves, you stop taking it personally and instead start playing your own game. If this has opened your eyes, then smash that subscribe button and comment below what you think. Peace.